This cancer recovery center in Belgium is designed to be different. Warm Nest is designed to feel more like a comfortable home. The building was constructed using a modular strategy developed by Ark Shelter. The end result is a 2-story building with large cutouts for light and an open, flexible space.
When we get into the building, you don't find any reception, but you can naturally walk through a really free and open space where the people will see where they want to go. If it's a kitchen, they want to cook together and eat it together. During that, have a discussion with their family or therapist. Or they go more in the space which looks like a library, or it's a space which simulates the living room with fireplace.
The ground floor provides space for people to socialize, relax, or be on their own. It can also host group activities such as cooking, mindfulness training, and yoga.
So upstairs we designed 2 therapy rooms. We call it like therapy under the sky. So when you are having a dialogue with your therapist or the doctor, you are not looking outside the window to the streets and houses and all these disturbing elements.
The designers had to look at ways for people to cope with bad news. Instead of allowing patients to isolate themselves, the space tries to balance privacy and openness.
We haven't wanted to let them to close the doors behind them, because then it's very difficult to open the doors and step in the public again. So we design a few corners where you are in between of the other people, but nobody sees your face. So you can be in this open space, but you are looking into courtyard, into the nature, and you don't have such a big problem to integrate again back to society. You don't need to open any closed doors.
Warm Nest was designed in collaboration with neuroscientist Menno Cramer. He explains how spaces can promote healing.
We are an emotional being that interacts with the space around us, and that impacts us. We might physically feel good in the space, and we might mentally feel good in the space. What we did is that we first of all try to understand what is the journey that a patient goes through. Because over the time from being ill, pre-diagnosis, to diagnosis, to chemo started, to the journey of chemo itself, the patient is in different mental and physiological states, right? Then the second part was that we mapped all the journeys that were possible. I can go to this space, I can go for an appointment, I can go for a class, I can go do yoga, I can go do whatever. And what is the physical space that I need to go through? And then the elements that make sense. So we know that access to nature is calming, that has a healing effect. So let's make sure that wherever you are doing a task, you can see light or you can see a window. And then there are very simple aspects, like there's a lot of wood. It's very calming in color. It's very warm, the light around it, that the windows are higher. It means that the light distributes more in the space. And there are a lot of like little architectural features like that that just control the space a bit better, control the sound a bit better. That's also an interesting one. You can have an activity in the back, so you can be cooking food or whatever, but the sound can still be contained in that piece, even though it's an open space plan. You can be together, yet not negatively impacted. The other interesting aspect is that none of the meeting rooms have numbers or names on it. So also to make the contrast to the hospital, where as a human you've also become a number. If you understand the relation between the impact that the design has on us and how we interact with the space, I think that's a whole new layer of how architecture should be done.